for today's video, we're gonna be trying on every single shade of the Merit Flush Balm blushes. I have been meaning to film this video for months. I think I got this package of every shade 2 months ago, and I am just now sitting down to actually do this. It's been sitting on my desk and I'm so excited to actually break into this. I already know that I love the Flush Balm. It is like one of my favorite cream blushes, and they have come out with so many shades now, and I'm so excited to try all of them on. Before we actually get started with this video, I wanted to share what I have on my lips because I feel like that is the #1 question that I get on makeup videos and jewelry videos is what I'm wearing, and I always forget, so I'm gonna just tell you guys right now. I have on the new Merit lip liner. This is going in my favorites video for next year. I can already tell. It's in the shade Bespoke. It's this really beautiful round shade, but what I love about this liner is that it is so creamy that it almost just looks very natural. There's no harsh lines. It is amazing. And then on top of that, I have the Rouge Volute the Shine from YSL in the shade 150. And this combo is so pretty. It's like a little bit more of a pink shade. That's what I have on my lips, and I am obsessed with this combo. Let's just take a moment for this packaging. So gorgeous. We have 12 shades to go through, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump on in. I think we're gonna work our way from lightest to darkest since I am gonna have to remove the blush, reapply foundation, and all the things. So I'm gonna start off with this really beautiful light shade here. This is what the packaging looks like. Beautiful gold packaging. It actually matches the liner. I typically will apply these with a brush, but I'm thinking for this video versus trying to wash this brush and like get as much of the product off as I can, I'm actually gonna use my fingers to apply this because it is a cream product. It will blend out very nicely with just the touch of your fingers. But if you do like to use a brush, these work really well with a brush as well. You can either swipe this onto your cheek and then blend out with your finger, or you can go in with your finger and just like tap it into the skin. This is the shade Stockholm. This is really a beautiful kind of like Barbie pink. I love the Flush Balms because they're just super creamy and buildable, but they also are just really natural looking. So that's Merit's whole thing, is like everything is very blendable, everything is very natural. It wears throughout the day. It looks like your skin just enhanced. And so I really love the Flush Balms. I think they are all so natural on the skin and just so beautiful. And I really like almost how sheer they are. We're gonna go ahead and try this one on. We're just going to apply it where I would normally apply my blush, which is a little bit like higher on my cheek. You can already get a sense for this color. It's like this really pretty light Barbie pink, and it just looks so natural, and also does add like a good amount of glow to the skin as well. It makes your skin look really hydrated. And then I also like to apply these to my nose, and I feel like it just adds a little bit of like subtle color. And with this product, you can build it up a little bit, but honestly, it is supposed to be just a very subtle wash of color. Such a beautiful baby pink though. And I'm just gonna apply it to this side of my face so that you can see the difference, the color that it adds to the cheeks. Next up is the shade Lusitano, and this is more of a bright coral. Again, I wouldn't be alarmed by any of these shades because they are gonna be pretty sheer. And this is what it looks like next to Stockholm. So first going on, it looks like it is a little bit more of a brighter color than Stockholm, but as we blend it out, you can see it starts to look really pretty and natural. And anywhere that you want to add a little bit more color, you can just rub your finger onto the product and apply it like that. Super pretty on the skin. I feel like this is such a fun like spring summer shade. And then I like to add a little bit on the nose. And I just love how much blush just adds life to the face. It like lifts the cheekbones and completes a makeup look. Our next shade is Le Bonbon, and I am so excited to try this one. I don't think I've ever tried a blush shade like this. This is your just like bright berry pink, and because this is gonna be a little bit more sheer than it looks like on the actual product, I think this might be really pretty for the summer. I'm not gonna lie, after swatching that on my hand, I'm a little bit nervous about this one, but I have faith. So we're just going to apply it to the cheek ever so lightly, and then can obviously always add more. This one might be also better applied with a brush, just so that you can really get like that diffused look, but it is doing what all the Flush Balm colors do, which is going on much more diffused and sheer than you would think. So after like blending it out with my finger pretty well, I'm gonna actually add a little bit more. That's actually so pretty. Such a beautiful pop of color, and I just love how you can really melt it into the skin, have it really diffuse on like the outside of where you're like placing the color, but then having like a little bit more of a pop of color in like certain areas. It just blends out so well, and I just love the way that it feels on the skin. It really just feels like you don't have anything on. Adding a little bit to my nose, and that is actually so pretty. I feel like it really makes my cheekbone pop. Like, look at the difference between the side that has this blush on and the side that doesn't have any blush. It just lifts my face. I am definitely gonna be wearing this one all summer long. I just feel like it adds so much life and color to my skin. Next up is the shade Beverly Hills, and I already know how much I love this shade. This is the one that I actually have in my makeup vanity. I wear it all the time. It's this really beautiful, like light mauve-y nude. It's so stunning on the skin. It looks really natural. This one probably looks the most natural. It really doesn't look like I have anything on my skin. It doesn't look like I applied a blush. It just looks like my skin is very hydrated. Has a little bit of like a flush tone to it, but it is so pretty on the skin. If you're going for a no makeup look, I could not recommend this shade more. I actually wear this one the most whenever I'm just wearing like a skin tint and no eye makeup. I really love this as an enhancer to my skin on no makeup days. Next up is Archival, and this is a medium tone mauve. I would say it's a little bit darker than Beverly Hills, but it's definitely not the deepest shade that they have. This one has a little bit of a cooler pink undertone to it, but it's still a very subtle cheek color. Again, all of these are gonna look very sheer, very subtle, and just to enhance your natural skin. Next up is the shade Cheeky, and this is actually pretty similar to Archival. So this is Archival, the one that we just did. This one has a little bit more of a cooler undertone to it. This one has a little bit more of a warmer berry tone to it, but pretty similar. So we're gonna see what this one looks like on. Just from the swatch though, I can see that this one has like a little bit more color pigment to it. So it is like a little bit of a bolder color. Ooh, so pretty. I feel like you truly cannot mess up these blushes no matter how hard you try, no matter how heavy-handed you go. You seriously can recover anything with these. They just blend out incredibly. Next up is the shade Persimmon, and this is your classic brick red with this really beautiful orange undertone. What's so amazing about this one is that it really does not go on as dark as you think it's going to. It is so beautiful and natural. I love anything with an orange undertone on my skin. Personally, I think this shade looks so good on, and again, just like makes my cheeks look so lifted and so alive. It's just such a beautiful, subtle color. Like, I cannot get over how well these blend out. Next up is the shade Rouge, and I personally would be very afraid of this shade if I didn't know how the Flush Balms applied. So this is your cherry red, such a beautiful pop. With the Flush Balms, you know they're gonna go on really sheer, so let's go ahead and just like try this one on because I'm so excited to try out such a bright red. Okay, she is pigmented at first, but I really feel like with a little bit of tapping into the skin, we can blend her out very nicely. That is beautiful. Like, not even kind of the same saturation as you would think based on the actual product. Goes on so beautifully. I actually love this. This for the summer, stunning. Next up is the shade Fox, and this is a really beautiful kind of warm chestnutty brown. It doesn't have quite as orange of an undertone as Persimmon, but it still is a very warm shade. Definitely with these deeper shades, you don't need to use as much product to get the color payout. It is such a wearable, deeper mauve with like a really pretty warmish red undertone. This is the shade Bespoke, and it's this really beautiful, almost like medium brown shade. Has a little bit of a cooler pink undertone to it. Definitely need to swatch this one and try it on to see what the real color is. This one might be the most sheer of all of them. I feel like for how deep of a shade it looks like in the actual pan or like product, it is going on incredibly sheer and light. I think it's a really beautiful shade though. Like I'm obsessed with this color. I think it is so stunning, but I was just really expecting it to be a lot more pigmented than it is. And I know a lot of these are sheer, but for some reason this one is really surprising me at how sheer it is. I think it's super pretty and it really makes my cheeks pop. But yeah, I just really thought this one was gonna be a lot more pigmented. Next up is Postmodern, and this one looks like a really beautiful deep brick red. Again, looks like a really dark shade, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna go on really beautifully. Okay, this one really got me. This actual like product looks like it's gonna be a really deep like red, but it is actually a pink and it's really pretty. As you guys can see, again, such a deep color in the actual product, but on, it just blends out so well. I cannot get over how every single shade has worked on my skin. Like typically in a line like this where there's seemingly a big range of shades, there are always ones that don't work for me, but every single shade has just blended out so well and has just looked so nice. Like I am loving every shade. There hasn't been one that I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna wear that. I really, really love every single one so far. And for a lot of these shades, I feel like I am going a little bit more heavy-handed with the product just to show you guys on camera, because sometimes it can be a little bit harder to translate color through camera, but these really just look like your skin but better. Next up is the shade Aprés, which don't come at me on how I just said that. I'm pretty sure that is correct, but I don't have a great French accent, so we're gonna go with it. This is such a beautiful, deep berry color. Again, looks really dark in the actual pan, but I promise you it is not gonna look like that on your skin. All I can say is I am so glad that I am swatching these personally for myself. This is a totally different color than what I was expecting when I swatched it on the back of my hand. I was really thinking it was gonna be more of like a purple berry, but it is more of a bright pink berry. Of course, it is sheer, so it blends out. It looks really natural on the skin. I feel like whether you have light or dark skin, this is gonna be so pretty on you, but it's more pink than you would think based on what it looks like in the container. But those are all of the Merit blush shades. I hope this video was helpful. There is actually one shade on the Merit website that I don't have with me. It's the shade Terracotta, but it really is just like almost like a cream bronzer shade. I hope this video was helpful. I'll have all of these blushes linked down below in the description box if you want to check any of them out. If you haven't tried the Merit blushes, I would highly recommend them. They are some of my most used cream blushes, and you seriously cannot go wrong with any shade. Like you guys saw, they're all very user-friendly. You really can't go wrong with a single shade. So I'm really excited for you guys to try them out. If you found this video helpful though, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you end up grabbing one of these. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new here and you want to stick around for some more videos. I would love to have you back on my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one really soon. Bye guys.